Oh, my gosh. Worthy took a shot. Let's see what happened here on this play. I want to understand what the routes were. Okay. So this is how Mahomes can see it now. Hollywood Brown was under man coverage here. This guy is watching him. You got close-up man on Travis Kelce. They're playing off here what looks to be inside leverage. And then here he's playing close here. This is for a press situation. And Worthy is the one guy to watch. And that's him right here. Worthy's going to come across. He beats him off the line clearly. And then there's a lot of hand fighting here. So when Travis finally breaks free, Worthy's not paying attention. These are two crossing routes. And that's what happened. They were running crossing routes, and it was actually very well defended. So miscommunication, clearly. That sucks. A lot of time to throw. Not a bad run for Herbert. That's a good decision there. Didn't have a lot of time in the pocket. Nothing's open. Just take off. 6-man rush. Johnston. Oh, my goodness. Show that speed, brother. My goodness. Take the snap here, all right? So we got what looks to be a 6-man rush, right? They're showing 6. They're going to send 6 guys here. This DB is definitely going to run across. So here we see he's going to try and chase in case it's an inside run. And they don't see them. They're not tracking the motion man, which is Johnston, who's cutting back behind the line. By the time they realize Johnson's doing it, the only person who's got his eye on it is what looks to be the linebacker or safety here. And this DB realizes, he goes, oh, got to change direction, and he slips. So Herbert knew exactly where this was going to go. He hits him on the rollout, and there you go. Easy, nice block from McConkey there. Gives him some extra yards. Great room to run. And I'm nothing but happy for Johnston because Johnston struggled so much last year. That was actually really good for him. All right, there's handoff. Fake the handoff. There you go. Good route. I really like Ladd McConkey. Just follow your track up the gut. Stick to your gap. Trust your blockers. Nothing but time. Hampton thought he was going to have to catch it. That's great. Shout out Johnston. He's having that was one heck of a drive for him, man. One heck of a drive. 4. They dropped a lot of pressure. He's got nothing but time. So this is already a number 1 concern for LA. So you can't let that happen. I want to see what this pass rush looks like. Let's take a look at this pass rush, right? So you're showing 4. This guy's going to play up on these receivers, but it was also very good coverage, right? I think this is a nickel situation. I'm counting 5 defensive backs right now. I'm counting 5. So yeah, it's nickel. 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs here. Somebody's got Pacheco covered up top. We see that very clearly that he's covered up top. That's for sure. Now, in terms of what Mahomes is seeing, watch his eyes. He's looking left. He's looking for every option. Nothing's there. Now they're finally get a bull rush here. He's trying to break through here. And he had a lot of time, but it's really the left tackle who tried to hold on for so long. And that's eventually what forced Mahomes to move, and all the other guys had to disengage because they can't travel downfield really unless it's a run. A lot of time coming off the clock. That's a great throw. Here comes the punt. Ariza, he's one of the great punters in this league, and that looked like that's your example right there. That's perfect for special teams. Let's take a look at that one. I want to see that one again. So here's the design, right? It's obviously an inside run. You guys see that. You got one guy offline here. So you got a tight end offline who's going to be the extra blocker here. These guys are going to block downfield here. And then there's your motion. Now you know that's not man-to-man. This guy's here playing as a watch and see kind of situation. There's your snap. Now they see it's a handoff. 97 already knows. This guy up here is going to try and crash down on 97 and pick up the block. But then you've got this defensive back here who's going to come down. Or, sorry, this defender here is going to crash down. There's supposed to be a gap here somewhere. This is probably where he should be running, is in this spot. So when he comes downfield, he's got to find a way to squeeze between these guys. But unfortunately, leverage is lost here to the inside. So he's going to have to consider making an outside run. Downside of that, 97 is going to try to seal the outside. And you've got the defender here who's got to somehow avoid this block in order to seal it up completely. Basically, you could see right there. And that goes completely wrong because that guy goes down. And really, because they beat him to the inside shoulder, that closed the gap that the running back was supposed to go through. So that's how Hampton got stopped there. And that was Drew Tranquil with an amazing play there. That was a great run disruption. It was perfect. So they had to punt, clearly. All right, there we go. That's what sucks too. See how they coordinated this blitz here? Watch. So 45 was right here, and they thought he was going to rush here. Because these two are going to get preoccupied, 45 is going to stunt from being this inside on the right to go to the other side of the line and break through there. You're going to see it right here. Boom. These guys are all preoccupied focusing on one player, and he's completely open to rush. Free rush right here. He's got to get this out quick. So it's really an estimate from Mahomes, and at that point, when you get the pressure on him, those throws are a little bit more wonky, and that's what the Chargers' intention is, and that's what defenses need to try and do more of, is get pressure. Blown coverage. That's going to be a flag on McConkey. All day. Can't just smack the ball out of bounds. You have to have possession. Coming in is Disley has it dislodged right there. Conklin had it dislodged, but nice job, Eisen. This one's a handoff to Omarion Hampton with a nice crease. What a run. What a run. That was excellent. Now Chiefs have the ball all of a sudden. Full start. Keenan Allen, welcome back to LA, bro. Welcome back. Happy to see you. Okay, 6 of 8, 101 and a touchdown. Fake the handoff, looking to throw. Obviously across the middle, got it. Well done. Great route running, honestly. A lot of pressure, but look, run. He's doing it. He's doing the right things. If you feel like you're going to go down, just run. Herbert is way more shifty this season than I thought he would be, but unfortunately that won't stand. Jamari Sawyer, that's supposed to be... That means one of the linemen got hurt if he's playing. Anybody in chat, do you guys know who got hurt in this game? Because there's only one reason Sawyer would be playing is if somebody got hurt. That's the only reason that would happen. And that negates quite the run. 23 yards, 39-yarder for Cameron Dicker. Flag is thrown. Well done. Is good. Mahomes on 3rd and 5. Quick throw. Thornton. That was a... Oh, what a stop. I want to see that again. What a beauty. They're going to rush 4. 43 is going to cover 29 on this one. Mahomes knows exactly what he's reading first. He's reading the coverage here. Okay, so he knows 9's getting pressed here. This receiver's breaking across. And these guys are watching. He's watching Mahomes' eyes. This guy to here, this defender, is watching wherever these receivers are going. And so 29 flips over, decides to cover the inside, while this one, who I believe is the safety, potentially, is going to go ahead and crash down on Thornton because he knew this was going to be a quick pass. That was just an excellent hit, excellent tackle, great read. Communications all there. Guys know their assignments. There's no miscommunications here. Everybody knows what to do. That's the right play. If the goal line is stuffed, bounce out. Goal line stuffed, go bounce out. Keep it short and efficient. Well done. That obviously you guys can focus more on the snap here, but just let's see the team's reaction to the snap going wrong. The plan was always for Brown to get the screen. And 3's like, oh, we got to go. But watch the defense. Down, stays patient. Got the active feet to be able to take off quickly and not get stagnant and be slowed down. 32 witnessing the same thing. 20 staying on his assignment down here. But Mahomes knows he's just got to get it quick. Now that they know, he's gonna move down to go get him. 0's gonna move over to go grab Brown. Everybody's in a full run. You got 4 defenders now that are gonna close in on here. And what Brown needs to do is get as far out to the right as possible. That is the objective here. But when he grabs it, you see that 80's got a decent block here, and the window would typically be to squeeze through here if you can. But with 32 falling over, you know that this side is sealed, but you might have a chance in one of these 2 spots. So he's picking a spot, and he's put his head down. He said, I'm going to go right in between. I'm going to try to bounce out here. But it was a great diving effort there, and if it wasn't for 29 jumping down, I think they said that's still, that would not have been a stop. That would have been a first down. If that guy doesn't make that wrap, that little disruption, Brown gets the first down. Easy. So he's really the hero of that play. It's great execution. Of course. Once again, play action rollout. Roll it to the right. Just roll. Juju turning back the clock. I love to see that. Okay, now he's got the Sellies. I thought we left the Sellies in Pittsburgh. Great run. 4 coming. A lot of pressure. Excellent. And I'm going to show you why that ended up happening here. Watch how patient these guys are. You see 3 trios here. You see a 29 rolling wide to the right as a potential screen option, a quick dump. And instead of bull rushing, this guy stays patient as the spy beyond the line. Within the line. So he's just standing there waiting to see where Mahomes goes. He's trusting Mack and he's trusting the other edge rusher to seal this off to force Mahomes to move. Mahomes is under a lot of pressure. He moves. Second, this guy sees that he's moving, he's going immediately to the right, and he's going to try to make sure he can't even get near the line of scrimmage. Saw it, took off. Nowhere to go. Henley, amazing on that play, playing that spy. Rather than rush, he stayed back, and that was a beauty. That's just perfect. That's really good. That was a full concept play. Definitely not a half. Wow. McConkey was so open on that one. Wow. First play after the 2-minute warning for Herbert and the Chargers, looking for it all to McConkey. He needed that. A little too much there, and he had a lot of time. Okay. Good kick for Dicker. Draws that in to make it a 10-point game, but there is some time on the clock for the Chiefs. Toss it to the sideline. There's always all right. Kelsey. It looks like Kelsey was getting this ball here. And it was not. Oh, what a catch. Tyquan Thorpe with an incredible grab. They're running up quickly to get this ball out. Here we go. It's better the pass is broken up. It's better it's broken up. Rookie mistake for Josh Simmons there on the false start. But let's see. 17 seconds. Completes the sideline. And here comes the kickoff unit. That's not a lot of time at all. Whoa, wait. They didn't even spike it? Yo, that is... Where did the clock stop? That's unreal. Okay, they blow the whistle. They start waving. 13 seconds on the clock. You know the clock's got to continue to run. You got to get points here before the end of the half. The coordination and the speed necessary to pull this off. You have to be the most disciplined team in football. You have to be the most disciplined team. And this is excellent here. Units knew where they got to be. Other players knew where they had to go. And Brown, having that speed, races off the field. By the time he's off, they snap it. 3 seconds. In 10 seconds, they cleared the team that wasn't supposed to be on the field and put on the new unit in order to get the snap off in time and kick it. 10 seconds it took from when the whistle was blown. Like, even though it's not a very far kick like usual, the fact that you have a 13-second window to get down there and snap it to get the kick off is incredibly difficult. Like, nobody understands how important it is for that for the technicalities that go into that. There's so many moving parts, and typical Mahomes pass. Sidearm delivery, change your arm slot to an unnatural area where coaches would yell at you, but you got the pass off. There you go. That's all you need. Quick throw. He only got as much room as he did because 26 took too long to look back. He didn't look back at the quarterback until he was already 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. And I'm talking about Mahomes, not the actual receiver. Third down. Good run. Those runs are really impressive because you don't have many gaps to run through. You just got to watch. Tart swung at Kelsey.
So add 15 on from their defense, and now here's Mahomes in the red zone. Pump fakes, Mahomes looking for the end zone. Touchdown.
Impressive. That's really impressive, actually. Okay, Patty. All right, Patty. All right. Not even a block, just missed it. That sucks. Oh my gosh, never had a chance. They sent, that was like an all-out. That's an engage 8. That's 8 rushers. That is called everybody rush unless you're a defensive back, essentially. Unless you're covering, everybody rush. And this is a very dangerous thing to make, because if that was the call, all you need here is just taking McConkey, give him 3 yards, slant. That's it. 3 yards slant across the middle. That's all you need for a hot. If you knew that that was going to happen, that's a hot change you can make. Have McConkey cut across the middle really quick on a short route, dump it over the top, and then that gets you out of this situation. Unfortunately, I don't believe they expected the full 8. So when the 8 come through, instead you've got 4 guys running medium routes. They're not running short across the middle like 5-yard routes here. This is happening quick. And then here you go. That's where McConkey could have been out. That's where you could have had McConkey, but unfortunately that blitz was too quick. You needed to change that to across the middle. It would have been fine. That's on the play calling. I don't know if that's on Herbert. I mean, Herbert had to have known the pressure was coming, but yeah. What a game for Quentin. I'm so happy for him. This is a big game he needed to put the critics to rest. Goal line run. It works. I wouldn't have ran that direct. I wouldn't have ran that gap, but it does work. Justin throwing again. Quick throw to his left. That one is caught by Keenan Allen. Makes Really good move by Keenan. That's vintage Allen right there. Nice little comeback route. Came back to the sideline. It's a good play. I don't know what we call those. Can't remember the name of that route.
Herbert going back to his left for Johnston. Almost the same spot where he had a touchdown earlier. And the Chargers from inside the red zone of the Kansas City Chiefs. Herbert for the end zone.
There you go. There you go. Run the same route again. Run that post. Run that corner. 8-point lead, 15 minutes. Mahomes has come back from worse before. There comes the late rush. You what? You... Listen, I'm not a Mahomes glazer. Let's not go there. I don't do that. But because again, if you know me, I don't really believe much in Mahomes now. I don't talk about him like being the number one QB in the NFL. But I'm going to say something here, and it's pretty simple. What possesses a QB in his right mind as he's parallel to the ground falling to just chalk it up and hope that nobody touches it and let the guy get it? Every other coach would be having a field day about that. But because it's Mahomes, it's different. I don't even understand. When he first came in the league and first started, he was known as a risk taker that did things that didn't make sense for the game of football. And now it just feels like an everyday thing. That's just classic Mahomes. Classic Mahomes. It's so unnatural that, but we're used to calling it normal because Mahomes has done it so much. It just tells you the level of player he is.
Takes it himself up the middle, slides, and it is a first down from the Los Angeles 37. Mahomes with pressure finds a wide open Kelsey.
Blown coverage. That's a miscomm. Watch here. They're sending the defensive back. Immediately, you know that right here, this defensive back here has got to go pick up 5. Right here, Kelsey's going to be the one that's open. It looks like this defender is going to fall forward because he thinks that 24, he's got to pick up 24 in case it's checked down to him, which means it's on this middle linebacker to go make a play here because this safety can't get to Kelsey in time. Because the safety is dropping, like I said, right here. You see him here. I don't know why I'm using my finger. Here's the pointer. Watch the mouse. He's going to have to watch everything here. He's going to split between Kelsey and try to cover this route. The problem is both of the linebackers do the same thing. So Derwin James, I think that is right there. He's the safety. He's watching that route already. So the linebacker's jumping on top of that if it's my opinion here, the linebacker should be in charge of taking care of the running back here, and the safety should be watching Kelsey. That would be my thing here. I know what they're nervous about, but I think it's much better. Or even, you know what, flip it. Even if you had Derwin James cover the running back here and keep to that, the linebacker should be dropping back on an angle because he knows that something's there. Because right here, you have this linebacker who could watch 5 and come down if he knows that throw's coming. If 43 drops here, instead of working his way forward to the line of scrimmage, covering the same assignment that this safety has, Mahomes is probably sacked here or has to run or throw it away. And they save a play here. It's 1st and 10, I know, but this results in a touchdown. And just like that, he weaves through. When the linebacker realizes it, he's like, oh no, I got to go back. If 43 changes early and realizes what's going on, that doesn't happen. Batted at the line. Batted at the line. That's a big deal. All right. Good completion. Simple route. Well run by Allen. Let me see the footwork. I want to see the footwork on that. Let's see. He sold outside. He did the thing where you launch yourself forward, do a little hop, and then bring your body through. So this is one of the releases they do as a double move sometimes. Receivers will come up, do like a hop, and spread their legs a little and sell that they're going one direction like this, and then push off that lead foot and change direction and lean into their route to the opposite way. That's how you get the defensive backs to slip. And if you watch Allen here, I'm going to slow it down for you real quick. Boom. When he does that, this defensive back's legs get stuck in the ground. He doesn't really have the activity to push. And he tries to lock him up with that arm to deter him and slow him down. Instead, he spins through it and rotates his body around. So this way he uses the weight and the momentum of the defensive back against himself. So because of that, his hands on him, he's stuck, but he can't get his legs moving now to catch up and keep up with the receiver as he spins out of the grip. So he does. And Allen knows, and I say Allen, and Herbert knows that. So as he slips, he's like, oh, that's my option right there. He looks, goes, fires. 27 never had a chance. Allen gets it. That's it. That was really well done. So again, just a really good highlight of how good the route running is for Keenan Allen, what he's capable of. It's really impressive. That's what made him so good for so long. And another example there.
Wow, wide open, Kurt. What happened there? Yard night, 268 yards for Herbert. 1st and 10, throwing again.
He's looking to his right. He's going to complete it to McConkey on the short.
And that's a gain of 9.
Allen draws the attention upfield, downfield. He stays upfield and is able to make that grab.
Right to none other than Tyler Conklin.
Conklin, direct snap. Good trick play there.
I mean, we just call that a push since nobody pushed his derriere there.
Terrible calls.
Throwing, fading back over the middle. Johnston, touchdown Chargers. Over the middle.
That is ridiculous. You're talking about, now you guys understand now from when I did the QB tier list, why I had Justin Herbert in the S tier. When you give him everything he needs to succeed, this is the beautiful things you can see. We saw flashes of it for years because the talent was not there to put him in the best situation to show that off and to nurture his amazing ability as a QB. Now he's got it. And now you're watching it firsthand. Here comes this pressure. Najee can't get the block. This is where the pressure's coming in for Herbert. He's got to run. And he just throws it off balance, just whoop, with that right arm. Whoop. And once he gets that out, he hits a crossing Johnston to make the grab. And once again, the Chiefs defensive backs could not make the stop. Flag didn't matter. The flag did not matter. Wow.
Sean Hand for the 2-minute warning and save all their timeouts to get the ball back down 9 over the middle. Nice throw.
Oh, what a shot. What a hit.
Hollywood Brown.
And there was Elijah Holden who laid that hit down. Mack, full pursuit.
Khalil Mack throws to wide open Hollywood Brown.
What happened?
The 10, holy smokes.
No, I'm not going to stand for that. So you see it right here with this DB. He's playing deep. These 4 are showing that they're in zone. So is this guy here. But this is almost like a Tampa 2. But instead, it turns into something different. These 2 have their eyes here. His responsibility is right here. His responsibility is right here. This safety's job is to see where they need the assistance, because 87 is going to shed and try to pull wherever he can. Pull anything, whichever direction he goes. He's trying to pull whatever. Now, based off the eyes of the DB here, his eyes are focused on whatever's going to happen towards the left side of the field is his responsibility. So he's just backing up and following wherever's going on here to Juju, while Brown is running deep behind him. So because 2's going to sink down and go pick up on Juju, that's how Brown ends up open here. And Mahomes can barely see it because he sees 5's hand go up saying, that's me. And also, look, they abandoned their assignments because the running back, Kareem Hunt, jumps into the frame at the bottom saying, I'm open, I'm open. So because of that, now this DB changes his mind because nobody's there to cover. So now he's going to go shoot back and watch this. And he's staying in the middle as if somebody's going to pop in the middle area. 3's staying here. 2 is closing in here. This is still a tight matchup. But only one guy is completely open and has full field ahead of him. And that is how Mahomes figured that out. The blown coverage by the safety cost them there, which he was lucky he still got the tackle in. But that was a very bad situation. They'll even show the end zone view here so you could see it, even the pocket situation, what happened. Hunt comes through to make a tackle. He lays a hit, then runs. But nobody's there. But because Juju's running in line with Mahomes on the rollout, which means they were planning for the blitz. And if there was a kind of rush where they broke through, he knew that he had to go right no matter what. Because if he doesn't go right, this play doesn't happen. He went right, and it worked perfectly for him. Because I knew they weren't going to show that replay. That's bad on his part. Can't send that out. That's a good play. I mean, listen, you got a field goal, but I mean, sucks. Wide open Will Dissly. And the Chiefs will have a timeout in the 2-minute warning. And the Chiefs use 2 timeouts at this point. They're hoping that they don't convert here. Here comes what looks to be a 6-man rush, and down he goes. I don't think he was expecting them to blitz in this kind of situation. And that's game. So here, you can see here number tackles, total. That's tackles, assisted tackles, and then safeties. Sacks. Shamari Connor had a pretty good day, tackle-wise. I mean, he was super active in that aspect. Everything else I'm reading, really the guy who was pretty quiet was Chris Jones. Jones had a pretty quiet day today. Not much impact, as to my surprise. We had 1 for Deshaun Hand, 1 for Henley. I mean, this was a pretty good day defensively for them. And Derwin James was all over the place making tackles left and right, so that's great. And I feel like I'm missing somebody here. And there was no picks, no forced fumbles. There was a forced fumble on this side, like I said, Shamari Connor for the Chiefs. And, I mean, in terms of everything else, it was a pretty clean game. And if you go to the insights area, take a look. Mahomes were able to run 6 times, 57 yards and a touchdown in this loss. So you could, see a little spread chart here of his runs, how far he got. Like I said, none of it was really designed for him to run unless it was for short yardage. The other stuff you could see, the rollout to the left, the rollouts to the right, most of it was he didn't have a choice, he just had to go. Let's see, Joe Alt allowed 0 pressures on 41 pass blocks at left tackle, second game of his career allowing 0 pressures. Marquise Brown, update here, without Xavier Worthy, Marquise Brown was targeted on 16 passes. And you can see here what he did really well. The darkened areas, the areas that are fully colored in are ones that he caught. And then after the catch, anything that's faded is an incomplete route. So as you're seeing here, most of the time there was one play they ran where he kind of just sailed up the field. And that's the big catch that he had during the game that I showed you the breakdown of the blown coverage. But over here, you see a lot of it was more keeping it short to the sideline for screens, some small hooks, comebacks, over the top. I mean, they've been doing little things like that. A lot of his starts were pretty much here in this spot here. That's really where he was playing. So a lot of his routes, where he was targeted, he was either running in line, outside, or in multiple positions. So they had him in a lot of different spots, which is an interesting thing to note. Herbert did really well in play action, intermediate, and targeting in breaking routes. When it came to this victory, you could see all the green dots of the spread chart here, and the touchdowns are what are the blue dots. So where the passes were ended up being completed is where the touchdowns were happening in terms of distance. And everything else you can see complete passes. Only 3 really around or behind the line of scrimmage here. Everything else was mostly short, but a couple deep shots here and there. Really decent spread chart. It's becoming more the trend now. Medium and short routes is what teams are going for. On 85.7% of the first half dropbacks, which is tied for the highest rate in the first half by the Chiefs under Spagnuolo since 2019. So they were running a lot of zone, not a lot of man coverage like I was telling you guys. So because of that, really, it was more about keeping guys in front and just kind of watching your area more than it was about stick to your guy, don't let him get by you. Like that, it's been more of that abandonment lately. So a lot of defenses are on that trend where they're just going more into zone coverage rather than man, and that's kind of killing them. So hopefully we see a different change, because whatever happened in this game, the Chiefs got to move on, because this was not a good game for them, and they got to move forward here, because there were some serious mistakes made.